Number 5, we have the Tech Toa. Now, this card you might not be too familiar with, but she is a thing in the game. She was released almost since the inception of the game, which was several years ago. She's been in the game for a very, very long time. I know since I started playing, she's been in the game, which I started playing 3 years ago. So she's been here for a minute, and she does not have an awakening. Why? I have no idea, because she definitely needs one. Now, lead ability, 5,000 H. Well, I wish it was 5,500, which is even worse than my mess up. 500 HP recovery per key sphere of type gained. That is one of the worst leader abilities in the entire game. It's very minuscule recovery, and there's no additional attack, defense, or HP or key or anything onto that besides the HP recovery. It'll be very, very cool to see a card come with that additional to a proper stat support and key, which would be very interesting, but we have yet to see that. Super attack, immense damage, great lowers defense, very, very fodder, very, very useless, does absolutely nothing in my opinion. Passive, 2 key to all allies, always good to have some key, but there's units these days who give the key, which is 2, with an additional 20% attack and 20% defense, or 3 key, or 40% attack and defense with additional key. The units who does what she does, but like 1,000 bajillion times better. Link's set is very outdated besides Fear and Faith. Beyond that, she has nothing that's really relevant on any team. She does fit on the Peppy Gal category, but literally there's other units that can actually transcend to a TUR, which if you don't know anything about these categories, especially the Peppy Gals, for running this specific category on the Master Roshi event to get turtle shells, TURs and LRs, they tend to give you better drops of these specific category required drop stages. So bringing her as an SSR over a TUR card, you are not going to get additional drops. So she is literally absolutely useless as shit, because as a card she's very outdated and she does not have a Dokkan Awakening, which I have no idea why. And that's going to have us moving on to number 4, which is actually going to be the Super Saiyan Trunks GT AGL. Now this is a very, very, very old card. Actually, back in the day, I remember Urine 7, shout out to the homie, I don't know what he's doing these days, but shout out to Urine 7. He actually dropped a video quite a while ago, years ago, showcasing this guy Nuki, because if you don't know, he has a Nuki passive, 10% attack for any key sphere obtained. So that's one of the better Nuki passives, because it is any key sphere instead of a specific intelligence or AGL typing orb that you need. Is any sphere, is any orb. But the thing about that is that we have units in the game who does 10% attack per orb, plus 10% defense, plus heals, plus has an unconditional attack and defense as well. You have units who have a TUR status, which gives them either Fierce Battle or limits. This guy does supreme damage, which is pretty decent, but we have units who does what he does with immense damage. Lead ability is absolutely useless. He does have a good link set, Prepare for Battle, Cold Judgment, GT, Super Saiyan. He does fit on Hybrid Saiyan and Seekers of the Dragon Balls, but overall, you'll never use this card because we have Nukers in the game who does what he does, but like 1,000 bajillion times better once again. So very outdated. In need for an awakening. Why does he not, like, what? He should have awakened with the Super Saiyan 4s, like for the 3rd anniversary, well, for the 2nd anniversary, I should say. Second anniversary, but he didn't. He is still a dead card. He's not going to be used at all, unless you just started the game and he's the first card you pulled. But literally, you can grind free-to-play cards that are better than him. Free to play. So he is in need of awakening, and currently he is absolutely useless, which is going to be segueing us into our 3rd option, which is actually the Super Saiyan 2 Goku GT, who's also a GT card. This card, once again, very, very old, like literally the inception of the game. Once again, all these cards are literally like almost day 1 cards. Like, not really day 1, but like maybe a year in. They've been in the game for X number of years without an awakening, which is very, very rare. We've had cards within a couple of months get their awakening. These cards are years old and they have yet to have an awakening. Anyway, so this Goku specifically, lead ability, all types, 20% HP and attack. Very, very useless, very, very dead. There's no defense, there's no key, there's absolutely nothing there. He needs an awakening. Supreme damage, that's okay, but he doesn't raise attack, raise defense, he doesn't stun, he does nothing. Absolutely nothing besides damage, which is okay, but for today's meta, everyone is doing something with their super attack. Even if it's the basic greatly lowering defense, which is absolutely not even useful, but at least that is the thing. It looks good, right? But it still does nothing. He does literally nothing besides damage. Passive 3 key, 7,000 attack up when key 9 or above. Now, very dead, very useless. The additional key is nice. Having to only be at 9 key to get the additional 3 key, 7,000 attack up is okay. But once again, we have units who does what he does, but like 1,000 times better. We have units who even, he's not even like a factor on any team, like none. The GT team, he doesn't even fit on a GT category for one. He fits on pure Saiyans, but there's 1,000 other Gokus and Vegetas and other, you know, pure like Bardoks in the game that will absolutely make him look like nothing. So you don't want to run him for anything at all. If you want to do like a theme team video, okay, but beyond that, he is very blah, meh, and needs an awakening for sure. That's going to take us to number 2, which is actually going to be the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the physical one that can nuke. Now, this card is a relatively newer card in comparison to the first 3, but even when he dropped as a blah unit. Like, day 1 when he dropped, he needed an awakening along with his counterpart, which you should know who's number 1 if I have him number 2, right? Leader ability, Fizz types, attack and defense 50% up when HP 30% or above. Like, 30% or above for a leader ability buff? Like, what? Like, I have to maintain HP to get a buff from the leader ability? Like, what? That might be worse than the HP recovery leader ability. Like, at least I'm guaranteed HP back no matter where my HP is. You will lose leader ability if you dip below 30%. That is drunk in a bad way. Being drunk isn't always good. Being drunk can be bad. That is bad drunk. Super attack causes supreme damage. Nothing else. He doesn't raise anything, stun anything, lowers anything. He's just a hitter. That's all he does, and he doesn't do it that well at all, honestly. Passive, 15% attack per physical key sphere. Now, at least the GT Trunks takes any freaking orb. Like, you can give him int, you can give him tech, he'll take anything and still get the attack up. This guy needs specific physical orbs to get his attack going, which is horrible because unless you're changing the field or you have orb changers, it's very unlikely you're going to get more than 3 orbs like all the time. So he's going to have no more than like 45% attack up on the occasional, which is pretty damn fodder in today's, that's drunk levels of fodder. We have support cards in the game that give 40% attack and defense as support. This guy is barely able to get that with his passive nuking. Trash. Absolute friggin' dead. He needs an awakening. Link said it's pretty decent, you know, whatever, but needs an awakening like right now. Like, his best usage is for super attack fodder of other blue Gokus because he himself is so... Leads me into another segue into the number 1, well, most Dokkan Awaken needed unit in my opinion, which is this Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, the tech one. Now, this guy along the Goku, they're pretty much in the same position because they have the same leader ability, the same trash super attack damage and nothing else, in the same passive, and for the most part, the very same link set. They do nothing. All they do is nuke, but they don't even nuke that well because it's a specific type orb. Leader ability, you can lose it. You can lose it when you dip below a certain HP threshold. That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I've never seen something so fodder ever in all of any game ever. I can lose a leader ability if I have certain HP lowered. What? What even is that? These 2 cards are the most dead cards in the entire game. I would use Toa. At least she gives me ki. I would use the Super Saiyan GT Trunk. At least he can consistently get in the orb and nuke. Even the Super Saiyan Kid 2 Goku, I mean the GT Goku, at least he's self-sufficient. These guys are orb hungry for specific orbs and they do nothing else. It's not like their damage is like outrageous. Very dead, very useless. There's other cards in the game that are even more trash, but this is my top 5. Down below, what is your most top 5 needed awakening units? For me, it's this batch of trash, which once again, Bandai, it's been too long. The Vegeta and Goku are still relatively, they're not new, but in comparison to the first 3, they are, you know, newer. They're like a year newer. So, you know, yeah, but they still need to Dokkan Awaken. What are you doing, Bandai? Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Once again, if you have your top 5 most needed awakenings, I'll be doing another video as well talking about most needed free-to-play awakenings, most needed Baba Shop awakenings. Those videos will be coming as well. It's a top 5 just general summonable awakenings. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like, share, comment down below, and subscribe, make things. So, that's it, boy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.